Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today's video is gonna be on my no foundation routine. I currently don't have any foundation on my face and I have so many tips and tricks to share with you. I do have discoloration on my skin right now, but I covered it up with a little bit of concealer. So if you are someone that wears a full coverage foundation all the time and you're wanting to try a little bit more of a natural look, but you feel like you can't because you have acneic skin or redness or anything, stuff like that you really want to cover, then this video is for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and let's get into it. So when I'm not wearing any foundation, the most important thing for me is skincare. I've already done my skincare routine. If you want a video on what my current skincare routine is, just let me know. I can totally do that. But what I like to do next is use a primer, because even though I'm not wearing any foundation, I'm still gonna put other makeup on top and I want that to last. So I'm using the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. This is the one that I've been using lately and I really like it. So I'm just blending that in with my fingers. And then next I go in with the Magic product. This is the IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor. This is technically just a sunscreen. It has an SPF 50 in it and it comes out with a little bit of a tint to it. And for the longest time I wasn't sure if this was something that a lot of people could use. I thought it was going to be something that only someone similar to my complexion could use, but apparently it does work with multiple skin tones, which is very exciting because on their website it says it is translucent. However, on me, I couldn't tell if it was giving me a tint or if it was just blending in with my skin tone and then adapting accordingly, and that's what it does. So I'm gonna shake it because it is very watery, and I'm first going to apply about this much product, and I just apply it with my fingers. So blend it in like this. See, doesn't that look like it's gonna have a tint to it? So I put it on my skin and I just blend it in like so. You could use a brush, but I don't think that it's really necessary. Now, you don't have to use this product specifically. You can use whatever you want. You can use other tinted sunscreens. I actually don't know of any, just sunscreens that are tinted, but you could use like a tinted moisturizer, a BB cream, a CC cream, anything like that. What I like about this one specifically is that it doesn't give me too much luminosity. It doesn't make me too matte. It kind of just mimics my skin as much as possible, so it just looks like my skin, which is what I'm all about, because anything that's going to be too dewy, I'm going to feel oily. Anything that's too matte, I'm going to feel like I've got makeup on. So this is just my favorite product ever. Then I just go in and make sure that it's really blended in. As you can see, I don't have any coverage over here still. All of that is still peeking through. My under eyes are still, there. I just feel like this gives a really pretty finish to the skin, and it's got the SPF 50, which is great, especially because I use a chemical AHA moisturizer. I need to have some sort of SPF during the day. So now I like to go in with some concealer. Now, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Light. However, this is extremely full coverage. So what I like to do is thin it out with a moisturizer or an eye cream. Currently, I've just been using this Tidal moisturizer from Sunday Riley. This is just a 200-point perk or something like that from Sephora. You can use whatever you have at home, but I'll just take a dot of the concealer on the back of my hand, about that much, and then I take about this much moisturizer, put it next to it, and then I mix it together, and it just thins out the concealer a little bit so that it's not too crazy full coverage, but it still gives all of the amazing qualities of that concealer as far as like the finish goes and everything. So I'm gonna dot this underneath the eyes. And then I just like to go in with my beauty blender. I use the tip of it and I just blend that in under here. So this still gives me some coverage, but yet is a little bit more lightweight and it doesn't feel cakey at all. And then whatever's left over on it, I'll go over on my nose, just because I don't like applying a ton of product on my nose, but it gets red. So I'm just picking up a little bit to cover here. If I apply too much product on my nose, then it tends to separate and wear off throughout the day, and then it's obvious. So just a little bit works for me. Okay, so now I'm gonna work on the discoloration on my skin. So I still have some product left over here, so I'm gonna pick it up on my finger and just dot it where I need the coverage. I've also got something over here on my neck, and I've got this monster underneath on my chin. under like on my double chin here, so I'm gonna cover that up with this. So now, I had this video in mind a while ago, but then I broke out from the food I was eating, and I'm so glad that I waited until now so that you can see that even if you have any discoloration, you don't have to wear foundation if you don't want to. So all I'm gonna do is take my beauty blender, I'm holding it here, kind of like on the butt of the beauty blender, and I'm very lightly tapping in. And the reason why I'm holding all the way back here is if I hold too close, it's going to almost pick up the product and take it away. You want to barely tap this product in so that it doesn't take any product away. I'm just tapping it in. And this way we're only getting coverage where we need it. I didn't really need any coverage over here, and I didn't really have anything up on my forehead that I wanted to cover. I have a little redness over here. It doesn't really need to be covered. I'm fine with a little bit poking through. I like that natural look, but that way I'm only getting coverage where I need it. Now, I do think it's important to make sure that your concealer that you are using matches you pretty well, because if it's too yellow or too pink, then you're gonna have like this yellowy pinky area in one spot. So make sure that it matches you pretty well. Okay, so this is what it looks like with just the concealer. I'm gonna show you the underside so you can see that like monster covered up. Thankfully it's hiding, it's not like out here or anything. It just looks really natural. It's just my skin with a little bit of concealer on. I feel like I still look really awake. What I like to do is set everything in place. So my favorite under eye setting powder is the H104 powder from Makeup Forever. It's this light one here. I just like to use this F35 brush from Sigma, and I just take this right under the eyes and I just set that concealer in place. If you don't have a problem with your concealer staying, then you don't even have to do this. Especially if you have dry skin, you don't have to. But if you crease under the eyes or if you have issues with your concealer moving on your face, then I highly recommend setting it with a powder. And then I do go in with a little bit of Bare Minerals powder. This is technically a foundation, but it doesn't really give me much coverage for as little as I use. So I use the color Fairly Light. This is the matte formula. They also have the original formula, which gives more of a radiance to the skin. But I plan on doing a full video on getting a fuller coverage with this foundation. Thumbs up this video if you want to see that, because I would love to do that and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So I'm gonna show you close up how much I actually use. This is it. So I just sprinkle a little bit, and this is gonna be enough for my whole face. This is just to set it because I can get oily, and this kind of prevents that from happening. So I will use my IT Cosmetics number 7 brush, and I swirl it into the cap here. Now, the way I'm applying this right now is different than they tell you to apply it. I used to work for Bare Minerals, and there is a way to apply your Bare Minerals foundation to get the coverage. For what I'm doing today, I don't really want much coverage. I just want to set the makeup. So I'm just gonna take this mainly in the areas where I get oily, and I'm just dotting it in, and that's it. Just doing it like this. So this is not the recommended way to use it, especially if you're wanting coverage, but if you want that video, I could totally do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I have to finish my under eye area, and I'm about to do a contour routine, so I'll have a separate video on that. I will link it up in the top right-hand corner once I do post that video, but I'm gonna show you a quick close-up of what this looks like so you can see it up close and personal. I love the way that this turns out. Every time I do it, I feel like it lasts forever on my face as opposed to using foundation. I just feel more comfortable and confident because my skin isn't like looking super cakey, which I don't have a problem with wearing full coverage foundations. I probably will definitely use a full coverage foundation again and go for that look. But for right now, this is what I'm going for, and I'm loving the look. All right, so this is the completed makeup look with the rest of the makeup products applied. I love the way this looks. I feel like it doesn't look any different than when I wear a full coverage foundation because I still use that concealer to cover up any areas that would have needed to be covered up extra anyways with the foundation. So I hope that you guys try this. Even if it feels a little uncomfortable for you, just try it on a day where you don't have to do anything, because it might just feel nice just not to wear foundation and to go a little bit more natural, especially if you struggle with feeling confident in your own skin. This can be a step towards that, just because I've felt the need to wear foundation in the past and I didn't feel comfortable unless I had it on, and now I feel good not wearing it. So try it out. There's nothing wrong with wearing foundation. There's nothing wrong with not wearing foundation, but it is fun to try. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see down below in the comments. Please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.